Hello everyone and welcome to Smash Gaming's Top 10 Games of 2014. It's going to be a little different from last year's, as this will include titles I played from not just PC but from consoles as well. 2014 has been a great year for the channel. It has went from strength to strength and looks to be going strong straight into 2015. But as we all know, 2014 has seen some heavy hitters in the gaming industry, but a lot of terribly budged up game launches. Many titles this year have launched to their hype with lackluster features or outright broken. But here is Smash Gaming's 2014 list in order from 10 to 1. Please enjoy. At number 10 and first up is Insurgency. This tactile wicked shooter released right at the start of 2014 and has gone on to have some fairly freaking awesome updates and great support from developers. I've done a smash look on this title that you can find a wee button at the bottom of the screen to click on if you want to find out my more in-depth thoughts. But basically, Insurgency brings with it awesome map design, great gunplay, and feels like the injection to tactile first-person shooters that is greatly needed. Coming in at number 8 is Minimum. This fast-paced action all-round awesome shooter comes action-packed to the brim for a heap of enjoyment. The game gives you some basic equipment, but as you kill your opponents and hunt down minions, you start to gain levels on your guns and swords. Oh yes, there are swords. You can dual wield twin fire swords, which is just freaking awesome. It comes with some excellent modes as well. One of the best features is getting to watch Titans duke it out, while you run around killing enemy, trying to keep your own alive. It's just freaking awesome watching these things duke it out. It's an exciting and ridiculously fun game to jump into. At number 8 is this War of Mine. This game comes from the awesome studio 11-bit and is quite vastly different from that of Anomaly. Throw all the conceptions of war games out the window. This takes a crown. You get a group of random survivors you must build, feed, scavenge for, and everything in between. You may be thinking, well, what else does the game add? Well, you get a great amount of emotion, and it's like you get to see what it's like living in a war-torn world. As you fight for survival, take what you can to last each night. It's brutal, will play with your emotions and make you second guess each action. Click the button below to check out the playthrough, of course, because there's some awesome moments and you're going to see what the game has to offer. Up next and coming in at number 7 is Defense Grid 2. It was obvious that this was going to make the cut into the top 10 due to how much I loved the first and how awesome the second really is. Grabbing the tower defense genre by the neck once more and giving you a wicked story with interesting and hilarious voice acting coupled with great visuals and a game that is certainly going to keep you on your toes. Add in that there's a heap of content, great modes, and ridiculous amount of variety in the alien types that you can take on. There is tons to do. If you fancy more too, you can click the little button below to see a playthrough. Racing in at number 6 is The Crew, and I really had to do that, trust me. One of the few big Ubisoft titles that seemed to be okay from the get-go, apart from some minor connection issues. Gives you a massive world to explore, as in pretty much the whole of the USA, from coast to coast. Of course, a little scaled down because you don't want to be spending 200 hours, I don't know, travelling from the coast to coast. One of my favourite things to do though in this game is to just drive. And you can do that in abundance. You can go from wherever to wherever as much as you want. There is a story slung in there for good measure, and although good, it feels a little lackluster at points. I love the fact that pretty much any car you get, you can attach different modes to that. By that I mean you can attach like dirt wheels to it, circuit setup or street, whatever you so desire, and just go with it. So if you have even your favourite car, you can then just go, alright, I want to stick in some dirt and just go cross country wherever you want. Also has the Ford Mustang, one of my all-time favourite cars, so that's a plus. Into the second half, and first up we have Meridian New World, an RTS title that puts base building back on the map. This came out of nowhere and is pretty much a one-man development machine, so to speak. It has outrageously good visuals, a freaking wicked soundtrack, and quite the story to boot. Oh, and trust me, this game likes to keep you on your toes. It has some darn difficult missions that will have you playing the game for hours on end. With great game mechanics, from having the same initial hull for your units, but a crazy amount of different weaponry available, there's a ton of strategy you can actually be able to come up with. And if you want to see it just a little bit more, there is a playthrough button below that will show you what's in store. Slashing in at number 4 is Metal Gear Rising, before anyone goes off on one by going, but it wasn't released this year. You know, it was on PC, and that's where I first got it, so it's making the cut into number 4 position. Vastly different in gameplay style from any previous Metal Gear offering. You play as Raiden, or Raiden, however you pronounce it. You know, the game says it different, probably. You hack, slash and move around at rip-roaring speeds through all your missions. Another thing to add in is how just freaking awesome the music really is. I listen to the soundtrack near enough daily, it's that good. And the game made a great visual transition to PC too. There is also a lovely little playlist button, you know, if you want to go check out what it was like. So I do have a full playlist for you guys to check out if you so desire. So we're into the final 3, and first up is Wolfenstein The New Order. This game really caught me by surprise, as I just thought, just another FPS. Boy was I wrong. Your character is flung into a crazy Nazi-filled war that will have you going up against some futuristic weaponry along with getting to use said weapons. The crazy cast of characters that join you in your journey make this game a heap of fun to play as you get invested into the story. There is no shortcomings in Wolfenstein The New Order, with its classic FPS style, awesome visuals and epic out of this world story. Quite literally too, as you get to take a trip to the moon, which you can even check out below on the playthrough button. Next up is infamous Second Son, and this was crazy hard to decide between making this number 1 or number 2, but eventually settled on number 2 spot. Also, it is a PlayStation 4 exclusive. Infamous Second Son takes you into a new city from the first few games, as you step into the shoes of Delsin. You get to absorb flipping bonkers of different powers, from fire to neon, and just go nuts as you take the path of good or evil. Sort of running theme through the Infamous titles. Visually, the game is perhaps one of the best looking titles, personally, I think, on the PS4 to this day. And it's been a while since I've had such a crazy amount of fun and enjoyment from a game that just allows you to just go wherever you want, use whatever power you want, and just cause havoc or, you know, save people and whatnot. There is so much fun to have from this game. And finally, we're here, the number 1 spot of Smash Gaming's top 10 games of 2014, and it's going to have to be Alien Isolation. It was ridiculously hard to choose between Infamous Second Son and Alien Isolation, trust me on that. I was ridiculously excited for this game though, from what I saw and hoped it would be, and hoped it would right the tarnish on the franchise from something that came before it. Alien Isolation does so much right. The atmosphere is spot on, visually it feels like you're walking around the world of the first film, and it brought back so many memories from when I first saw the very first movie. It also has only one stalking-like nightmarish xenomorph, the way it damn well should be. The alien strikes fear in you, makes you quiver in your shoes even from the mere sound of it. Run and you're dead, shoot and you're quite possibly dead too. Alien Isolation does everything right and heaps more from what I've wanted from an Alien game for so long. It has also ended up with me buying tons of new Alien stuff, and also rewatching the movies. I cannot say enough of how much I enjoyed and loved Alien Isolation, and hopefully there will be more. And for that, it's my number 1 in this year's top 10. And if you want to see me run, squirm and even scream, there's an entire playthrough in the button below, and possibly one of my best and proudest playthroughs to date. And with that, we're sadly at an end. Thank you so much for watching the video, as always. I really hope you have enjoyed it, and hopefully you'll look forward to more. On your screen right now though is a picture, or a video, whatever, you know, that sort of thing, that will have actually annotations to every single sort of video, playthrough, Smash look, whatever, available, apart from, I think it's just Infamous Second Son and the crew that don't have any. But I really hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Hopefully you've liked the top 10. Maybe tell me your favourite game down below of 2014. Tell me a bad moment, whatever you wish to do. But thank you again for making 2014 one hell of a fun year, and here's to 2015 being even better as well. Shall see you in the next one.